Okay, so here we are in the room where the records actually get turned into records, and Kate is going to talk us through how it happens. Kate, how does it happen?
On the spot. Okay.
No pressure.
There's a couple of steps in the process. So we'll cut a lacquer downstairs. Camera will cut a lacquer. We'll get them from an outside source.
Yeah.
And then we'll spray the lacquer with a chemical mixture that turns into silver. And then the silvered lacquer will go into one of these baths over here.
Okay, so look at the baths.
These are,
It's one of these.
Yeah.
What is the stuff in there? What's the mixture?
There's nickel pellets in these bags, but I'm not sure what chemicals are in there.
Right.
I'm the wrong person to ask about that.
Oh look, there's the nickel pellets. And what do they do?
They're incredibly dense. So the particles will bond to the silvered lacquer over time. They'll fill the grooves of the lacquer, so it creates like a negative plate of that stamper.
Yeah.
Looking for some. We don't have any up right now. Yeah, it will form to whatever mold that you put in the bath. So in our case, it's the silvered lacquer, and that will fill the grooves with ridges. And you separate the two plates, and then you have the father, is what it's called. So it's the first copy. From the father, you can make the mother, which is another metal copy. And then from the mother, you can make stampers, which are the copies that get sent to the pressing plants.
Oh right, and are they actually? Oh, so the press. This isn't the pressing plant. No. This is just the making of the mother and the father. I mean, I've heard talk of the mother, but I've never heard the father before.
Yeah, so from the father, you make the mother. It's anatomical. Grooves versus ridges.
Right.
Yeah. This rack has a bunch of stampers on them in various stages of the process.
Yeah.
So like I said, it's kind of like a multi-step process with like the production of different plates. But I believe they use those lacquers for kind of like as dummies or like end part of the process. They don't actually get like plated or anything at this point. They're just used to help in the process of what they do.
And round here is that's something that looks important. What is that?
I'm not sure how that happens. Obviously that's not what it should look like.
I still like it.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but I like it.
Yeah, it's something obviously the process.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure.
Can I touch it?
Yeah, the edges are really, really sharp, so you can touch over here. So each pressing plant will have a different size press, so another kind of process in the production of making the stampers is we use this forming room for like actual machining, so we can shape the stampers to fit whatever press we're sending them to. So there's different specifications that we have to meet, so that's done in here.
It's just trace for chemicals. This usually has a desilvering solution in it, so if we have a lacquer where the silver doesn't come out quite how we like it to look, we'll put it in there, desilver it, just chemically removed, so it's just hydrogen peroxide and ammonia. But that chemical is a passivation chemical, so when we plate metal onto metal, we need to put it into that solution for about 45 seconds, and what that does is it allows the two metal parts to separate out of the plating tank. They don't fuse together.
Right.
If you don't do that, they'll be fused together.
And what's that, just the washing bowl?
Yeah, it's just like a washing station. Yeah, we'll put lacquers down there, spray them with the hose, just clean them.
Yeah.
Spins too, motorized. Yeah, this is just our cleaning prep station and mixing chemicals, stuff like that.
We were just looking at over there. Kate was showing us the nickel pellets.
Yeah.
But what are the other chemicals in those baths over there?
So it's a combination of different acids, sulfamic acid and boric acid, and what those acids do, they break down the nickel pellets that are in there. That's what creates the green colors. The nickels have essentially just been dissolved into the acid solution.
Yeah.
So all that green you see in there is just the nickel particles floating around. And then when you pump the part that you're plating with electrical charge and a positive charge, and then the nickel baskets with negative charge completes the circuit, and the nickel reconstitutes itself onto the surface of whatever you plate.
Wow, it's really actually a bit too scientific for me.
It's very scientific.
Yeah. but that's how it happens. So you have to have this electrical charge to bind it or something. Is it?
Essentially, just to activate the particles in there. They're just attracting onto whatever positive current is. So when you close that lid and you start that charge, you've completed the circuit. The liquid itself is completing the circuit.
Right.
So the boxes that you see on top, those are the rectifiers we call them. It's the big power supply.
Yeah, right.
Regulates the power. We've got them programmed where they only play for a certain amount of time. Different parts play for longer. The thicker you want it to be, the longer you got to plate it.
Right.
So we make all kinds of stuff. Stampers are thinner. Mothers are thicker. So parts that we plate multiple times and make multiple metal parts off of have to be thicker to withstand, the separation process and just kind of the harsh conditions.
Wow. So you really, I mean, how long did it take you to learn all this? It sounds like a complicated process.
It's pretty complicated. I've been doing it for about almost 3 years now that I think about it. I started as an intern in the studio.
Oh, right.
And this was just getting going.
Yeah.
They needed help, so essentially just kind of apprenticed under Dan. I don't know if you met him.
I don't know.
He's running around here somewhere. He's the manager of this, this department, so he runs the show.
Right. It's fascinating. I keep on saying the camera's going to be bored to death with me saying this, but I have 50,000 records.
Yeah.
So to see the actual process I know how to make record, I know how to, play and write and sing and all that stuff. I know up to the mastering process, but then when it gets to the cutting and the mothers and the fathers and the plating and the stamping and everything like that, it's a whole other thing.
It's an entire process.
I've never been to a place like this. I didn't really know how it worked. Is that another tank of helium?
It's nitrogen, zero-grade nitrogen.
Oh, that's nitrogen. What's that for?
That's for the silvering goods. So that's what we use as the propellant of the actual liquid. So look right in here. Here's the gun. We've got a reducer solution and a silver solution. Now I don't know if Dan's done any.
Right.
I'm pretty sure this is just water in here right now.
Right. Yeah.
But basically, when the silver nitrate and the reducer combine from these two streams of the gun, and then the nitrogen propels it into a mist. And when those two chemicals combine, it creates silver, like solid silver on the surface. So they put it in there. The lacquer in there. We put in some sensitizing solutions, stuff like that first.
Yeah.
And he puts it in there and presses start, and it automatically sprays silver on the surface.
Yeah.
Then we go and plate it. You need that silver to create a conductive surface, something that the nickel can attract to.
Right.
So it has to be metal. It's pretty wild.
Pretty wild.
You don't realize that you can actually, synthesize metal. But
yeah. The other thing is that we were talking. Salim and I were talking, whose record I'm producing. Salim and I were talking about. People really knew what it took for that record to appear in their hands.
Absolutely.
From the guy sitting in the room coming up with the idea to the whole process of recording it and the technical stuff and everything right through to here. My God,
Right. Well, and it's something you don't realize. There's an entire manufacturing process that goes into it.
Yeah.
There's an entire industry for each just facet of what goes into making a record, from the cutting, the making, the lacquers. That's its own industry. The plating is its own industry, and then the pressing itself.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're combined and intertwined. But, like you've got our cutting and you've got a plating. You don't make the lacquers.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the lacquers you had bought in.
Yeah.
And the pressing plant is another thing again.
That's a whole different beast.
There's another factory somewhere which actually presses the records.
Yeah.
Anything else interesting we should know? What's going on here?
Just glassware for mixing. Just different size, speakers.
This looks like a laboratory. I mean, that's what it is. We're in a lab, right?
It's a combination of different, manufacturing techniques. So, electroplating is used in all sorts of manufacturing process. I mean, it's how they get chrome on bumpers. Different metals on silverware, stuff like that. Lots of things that you see just in everyday walking around.
Is there any dangerous aspects here? You can get it in your eyes, or electrical charges, or anything. You've got to be a bit careful.
You'd have to be careful. It's pretty hard to shock yourself just because you have to go and actually reach into the tank while it's running and complete that circuit with your hands. But
do you have to wear sort of protective glasses when you're working with chemicals or anything like that?
I usually only wear protective glasses when I'm in a sanding area. When I'm in a sanding area, when we're sanding the back of the stampers to make them smooth.
Right.
So get some sand and metal in my eyes. But we're just pretty generally careful. We wear respirators when we're around the silver and different chemicals.
Oh, your respirators.
Yeah, and we keep our gloves, pants, slip-proof shoes. So
Yeah.
there's dangers involved in it. Just being wary of.
I don't know. I don't understand it all, but to me it sounds really interesting, and understanding the process or trying to, or just hearing somebody explain the process is just a wonderful thing. Thanks everybody. Thanks Isaac.